He's advising that he's shot his mother and father in the head, and he has his brother tied up in the house.
A dispatcher details a disturbing crime, but it's a crime that never happened.
Police call it swatting. A caller with an axe to grind attempts to have police show up en masse at an online enemy's house.
The latest case happened last night on Sugar Bush Lane near Grand Haven. And 24-hour News 8 Steve Kelso is finding out that police are increasingly able to spot these fake calls.
Absolutely. Now, in this case, the young boy in the house had been gaming online. Somehow he made an enemy, and that person had done some research before making the call. He had information that made it all seem very real. But police dispatchers are getting wise to swatting.
He's depressed and wants money so that he can leave the country. He does believe his parents are deceased.
It all sounds so real, at least to an untrained ear.
There were some red flags immediately here.
The biggest? The call came into the Grand Rapids Police Department. Had there been an actual 911 call placed from the house on Sugar Bush, it would have landed here at the Ottawa County Central Dispatch Center, a room full of highly trained ears.
Of course, we treat every call as if it's the real thing, but our dispatchers picked up on some things that just didn't feel right to them right away.
Incidents of swatting are on the rise.
The policeman was sitting here with the assault rifle peeked out.
Last year in Lowell, Phil Severin had the police show up at his door.
We drain resources from other areas.
And earlier this year in Zeeland, an all-out police response to another fake call. These and other cases have led to increased training programs for dispatchers.
They're trained interrogators. They could be detectives on their off days. And they hear things that you may hear in a conversation that you wouldn't pay any attention to.
The goal is to provide police with the best information possible before they arrive at the scene. Last night, that training paid off when dispatchers called the house where the murders never took place.
He said he's fine. There's no one injured in his residence. He was playing his PS4. We still have him on the line, and when another unit gets there, we can have him come out if you'd like.
Now, law enforcement officials have computer experts who do a pretty good job at finding these callers, but catching them is one thing. They admit the prosecution is a much more difficult matter. Often it crosses state lines, it involves a juvenile, and a lot of times prosecutors just don't want to go after it. But there are some serious felony charges if they do catch up with these folks.
Is that a big component of it, these kids getting into a beef online gaming?
That seems to be where a lot of it starts, and a lot of it is this like PS4 and those types of things. And you make little enemies and you smart off, and the next thing you know, I'm doing research on you online. I know where you live, I know your parents' names maybe, right. And I'll call in and I'll have the cops show up on you. Cops hate fake calls.
I can't imagine how frustrating that has to be for them.
Thank you, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.